All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. What a World Cup we have witnessed. I still can't get over it, man, and I can't believe this is over. Honestly, I can't remember like being this excited, this happy, this enthusiasm, this much enthusiasm looking forward to World Cup matches. And this has seriously been, I know a lot of people there are people out there, they'll tell you, nah, this is recency bias, man. There's been some incredible World Cups previously. Like, I've watched some World Cups in my life, you know what I mean? I'm 37, so I've watched some World Cups. I'm pretty sure some of you guys would have watched quite a lot of World Cups as well. And there has been some exciting ones. I'm not even going to lie. There's been some really, really good, exciting ones as well. Me following Germany, 2014 was very exciting. 2018 as well. Even last World Cup wasn't too bad. And then previously as well, especially the Asia one in 2002, I believe. That wasn't bad either. France 98 wasn't bad. So look, but this one for me, it feels like this one was incredible, man. There was just drama almost every time. And even the final, this has to be the greatest final in the World Cup that I've witnessed. But you guys let me know in the live chat, man. This to be 2-0 up almost entirety of the match, and the way France came back, opportunistic situation, and then they looked like they were going to get them, and then Argentina goes in front one more time. France nails it back, and then France had this crazy moment by Kolo Muani to get the winner right at the depth of the extra time, and couldn't. And then the way the penalties sort of went on, it was incredible. And then the whole Messi story, all sorts of narratives that's floating around, and Lionel Scaloni as well, the manager of Argentina, his story. It's been incredible. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. Quite a lot of people, you guys were logged in well before the stream was actually going off. So it's good to see you guys here. I wanted to do something different today. I didn't really want to focus on the news, but I'm pretty sure these two players that we're going to talk about, Alexis Mac Allister and Sofyan Amrabat, there's already been rumors that apparently Chelsea's looking into everyone, much like every other club out there. But I didn't want to focus on news. I really want to focus on what I feel, and I want to see what you guys think about it as well. Like, realistic situation where, who Chelsea should look at in terms of revamping the midfield. And I feel like these two players, Alexis Mac Allister and Sofyan Amrabat, we'll start with Alexis Mac Allister, ladies and gentlemen. For me, look, do you know what the crazy part is? This brother has actually been in the Premier League for a little while now. He joined Brighton. I just looked at all his stats. He joined Brighton in 2019-2020 season. Obviously, he didn't do that well that season. There were some injuries as well. He wasn't really part of the squad. And then obviously 2021, he played matches. 2021-22, there was a lot of matches. And then this season is when everyone is starting to see him. Like, he played quite a lot of matches last season as well. Not many people were talking about him. People were talking about other players. But Alexis Mac Allister, man, this World Cup, we really got to focus on him a little bit more. Obviously, we've all seen him play for Brighton before the World Cup because of how well Brighton were playing and how Brighton were utilizing Alexis Mac Allister. For me, this guy, much like Enzo Fernandez, and I know some of you guys are talking about Enzo Fernandez as well, like me. Why are we talking about Enzo Fernandez? That's the guy that we want. I completely hear you. I do. Enzo Fernandez, young player of the tournament in the World Cup. This is not a small feat at all. Another player that's burst into scenes this season, to be honest, playing for Benfica and absolutely tearing it apart for Benfica in the Champions League as well, where PSG came second in their group stage. Enzo Fernandez is, there's a couple of players I'm going to name out for Argentina: Julian Alvarez and Enzo Fernandez. They're the future. They're the future for Argentinian football. I mean, they're going to suffer without Messi. They're going to have to find solution elsewhere. But these two players are going to be the cornerstones of that particular team, man, moving forward. So I hear what you guys are saying. Miz, what about Enzo Fernandez? But for me, Enzo Fernandez, call me pessimistic, call me negative, but I like to be realistic. That's how some people brand me with those sort of words, but I look at it as me being realistic. I'm not being pessimistic or negative. I'm just being logical. Enzo Fernandez, his release clause is immense, something around 100 million euros. That's number one. So if you want to trigger the release clause, you best believe there are going to be other clubs that's going to be willing to trigger the release clause. If you really want Enzo Fernandez, you're going to have to dive in either January, which I don't think it's going to happen, or come summertime. You're going to have to beat that release clause. You're going to have to go overs, much like what we did with Christopher Nkunku. We didn't wait for the release clause. We did something, a nice financial package for Leipzig, which is above the release clause, just a tad above. I think it's approximately about 10 million euros above. So for me, Enzo Fernandez, release clause is a factor, and it's a huge release clause. And the other factors are, do you think we're the only ones that are going to be looking at Enzo Fernandez? Enzo Fernandez's demand is going to be immense. There's going to be teams like PSG. There's going to be teams like Real Madrid. There's going to be teams like City. There's been some reports about Liverpool going after Enzo Fernandez. So getting Enzo Fernandez, you best believe there's going to be a fight. And Enzo Fernandez, I don't know, man. I don't know how much you would fancy Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Alexis Mac Allister already plays in the Premier League. We have a relationship with Brighton, which we'll get to. I know some of you guys are very annoyed. Not another Brighton player means not enough. For me, I don't care. Who cares? Who cares if it's another Brighton player? If they're good. Tell me this, ladies and gentlemen. We've got nearly 80 people live right now. Smash the like button. Get those likes up to 80 immediately, ladies and gentlemen. If you're enjoying this, I'm going to take some of your comments very, very soon. Tell me this. Does Enzo Fernandez start for Chelsea Football Club right away? In my opinion, he starts. So for me, I don't care. I don't care if it's Brighton and another Brighton player. It doesn't bother me one bit. If they're good enough and we know they're good enough, then for me, we buy them. Alexis Mac Allister is 23 as well. And I saw the transfer market as well. Some people have been saying, Miz, he just signed a contract extension, this, that, the other. He's got a long contract period. His contract ends, and as I said, correct me if I'm wrong, as per transfer market, his contract ends in June 2025. So at the end of this season, that's 2 more seasons left. I don't know why this should be difficult for us. I think January could be, because Brighton, they don't want to lose out on their World Cup player. Like Brighton having a World Cup champion. Do you know how mad that is? Chelsea don't even have a World Cup champion. Brighton has a World Cup champion in their ranks. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. 23-year-old. This season, he's really kicked on. I think 5 Premier League goals. The thing I like about Alexis Mac Allister is he can play as the deep midfielder as well. Like today, and also in the semi-finals, and throughout this World Cup, I've seen there's been times where he has dropped deeper and helped out Enzo. He's got the ability to drop deep. He does that for Brighton as well. He reads the game so well. His interceptions, he's well equipped because he plays in the Premier League. He can score goals, and he can assist. So for me, 6, 8, 10, anywhere you want to place him, he can do the job more than capable, more than competent. Similar to Enzo Fernandez. A lot of people didn't expect Enzo Fernandez to be a number 6, a holding defender, deep line playmaker. But he is. There's different style of defensive midfielders. There are certain types like Declan Rice who are ball winners. They'll win you the ball. And then there's players like Enzo Fernandez who are great at reading the play, interception, and then playing out from the back. Similar to Mac Allister as well. Mac Allister, if you guys remember, against Croatia in the semi-final, that I think the second goal, it was his first time pass to Messi, and then Messi then went to Molina. I think Molina then put Mac Allister through, and then Mac Allister first time pass. Or was that was today? That was actually today against France, wasn't it? To Di Maria, for Di Maria. But Mac Allister's been insane, man. in this entire World Cup. So I like him. Let me know what you guys think about Alexis Mac Allister. Let's see some of your comments now. Nearly 100 of you guys are live right now. Smash the like button. I don't care if he comes from Brighton. Just shows how good their scouts are and how bad Chelsea scouts are. Exactly, Royston. We've got their scouts now at Chelsea Football Club. Like, hopefully down the track, we can find those gems quicker than anyone else. Like the fact that they've been able to unearth Alexis Mac Allister, Brighton Football Club, who ends up going and becoming a world champion. That's incredible scouting. Do you understand how incredible that scouting is? Man City as well. Kudos to Man City to be able to find players like Julian Alvarez, and they were very close to getting Enzo Fernandez as well in tandem, both together. Tuma Ciel, Rice is coming home. He probably is. I'm not even going to lie. And I'm okay with that now. To be honest, I'm absolutely okay with it. You can get Alexis Mac Allister, you can get Sofyan Amrabat, and you can get Rice too. Because for me, I think we need an entire revamp. Players like N'Golo Kante, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's over. I think it's over for N'Golo Kante. I'm sorry to say this. We as a football club need to move on as well. I think world football has progressed as well. N'Golo Kante probably needs to just slowly, run down his career now. All the injuries, we don't even know when he's going to be back. He's not even back for Chelsea Football Club as yet. So we have to move away from N'Golo Kante. Players like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I don't know, man. I don't feel these sort of players anymore. I know they can do a job, but I don't want just a job, man. I don't want just a job. I need quality. I need good players. Do you know what I mean? So there's Kante, there's Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Don't know what the future will be for Jorginho. Yes, there's talks about him possibly getting a contract extension, but we don't know. We don't know. And there are other, I've always said, as much as I appreciate Jorginho, there are players in world football that can do that job with less flaws as Jorginho. You know what I mean? Kidus is saying, do you think this is a purple patch for Mac Allister? Look, I mean, can we sit here and guarantee that if Chelsea Football Club gets Mac Allister, like he's always, every single game, he's going to perform 8s and 9s out of 10s? It's never going to happen. It doesn't happen for Brighton as well. He's going to drop an odd game where he doesn't do well here and there, of course. But I hope that he has a consistency. This season, he's had the consistency. This season, from the start of the season till now in the World Cup, I don't know whether you can call that a purple patch. Ladies and gentlemen, what would you call a purple patch? How many games? How many months? For me, from August till December, I don't know if that's really a purple patch. Like, for me, purple patch is maybe a month. Yeah, a patch of games, like maybe 4 or 5 games. Like Alexis Mac Allister has already played 14 games in the Premier League. He's played 7 games in the World Cup. I think he's played some cup games in between. I don't know whether you can call that a purple patch. And on top of that, as I said, he's 23. He's 23. So what if he has a little bit of a purple patch? You have to believe that consistency will come with maturing as an age as well. Gallagher needs to go too. Look, I mean, I like Gallagher, man. He's got good attitude. He's got good work ethics. But the question needs to be asked, right? Like the question, I don't want to get too attached with, he comes from our academy and we have to stay very attached. I don't want to get too attached about that kind of stuff. If you're good enough, then you stay. If you're not, I don't really care where your roots are from. Because with Reece James, not many people look at him as, he's Chelsea. Like, obviously, he is from the Chelsea Academy, but people are starting to look at Reece James as he's a world-class player. He's a world-class player. That's number one first, before they start thinking about academy. I need that type of players, man. I need that type of players. So, yeah, there is a conversation. Is Gallagher, like, does he cut it? Or are there better options out there? Do you know what I mean? But for me, at the time being, I'd still want to see a little bit more of Gallagher. I think there could be a very good player there. So I don't want to give up on that as yet. But that doesn't mean that I can't go out there and buy more players. Because for me, Gallagher, he's more of a advanced 8. So, getting players like Alexis Mac Allister and Sofyan Amrabat, I don't think should hamper him too much. If anything, competition is good. Competition is good. Varan, thank you so much for the super chat. Not forgetting, Mac Allister rarely gets injured. That's the other thing. Do you know what, though? He's 23 now, but in 2019, because when I was looking at the stats, right, in transfer market, in 2019, when he came to Brighton, he was injured for a bit of period of the time. But since then, he's been fine. So it's been a few years since then, right? So you're right. You're right. For the time being, he looks good. And we also have to understand the international team he plays for, Argentina, and the caliber of players he plays with. And Scaloni looks like he's turning out to be a very interesting young manager. Like, his maturity, his understanding of the game is only going to get better and better and better. Because when you're surrounded with superstars, you're just naturally going to exude in confidence, and you're going to pick up more knowledge. The more he keeps playing for Argentina, and you best believe now he will keep playing for Argentina as long as he keeps performing in the league, in his wherever he plays, whichever club, he's going to get selected. He's a World Cup champion, man. He's a World Cup champion. And if he continues playing with Enzo Fernandez, and then he has the caliber of players up front in the likes of Julian Alvarez, he's only going to get better. He's only going to get better, in my opinion. In my opinion. We just need consistent players whenever they come, wherever they come from. They just need to be consistent. Tim B, good to see you, my man. Point 44. The problem is we need an elite squad to bring through elite youth players. When you have an environment where players thrive and youth players have less responsibility, they improve faster. Exactly, man. Exactly. I think we need to be cutthroat, man. We really do need to be cutthroat. We, as point 44 is saying, we have to bring in elite players in a particular hub and get them to foster and develop together. And whoever doesn't cut it, we got to be quick. We got to be quick to get rid of them. Yeah, I'm talking about like Callum Hudson-Odoi, for example. Like, there's still so many Chelsea fans out there that are hoping Callum Hudson-Odoi is going to turn out to be some sort of a superstar. And look, maybe he will, and I wish him the best. But right now, what I've seen from the past couple of seasons and this season as well, it doesn't give me the vibe that he's going to turn out to be an explosive winger. Do you know what I mean? So we have to be cutthroat. As I said, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Does he really cut it? Do you know what I mean? Like, players like Kante. Someone's even mentioned Gallagher. Like, we must demand more from players like Gallagher. When they put on the Chelsea shirt, you can't be dropping bad games. You can't. Have a look at our recent results and see exactly how Gallagher has been. And I'm not singling out Gallagher. Like the entire team has been bad. But what I'm trying to say is that I think we as a football club and as fans need to start demanding and looking at players and going, no, we need more. We need better. Do you know what I mean? We should always strive to do better. Abby, considering Georgie's age and those odd mistakes every now and then, maybe Mac Allister isn't that bad an option. Also, he's playing in Prem, so won't have that trouble adjusting. Exactly. I'm telling you right now, Mac Allister ain't going to stick around in Brighton. If some of you guys, nearly 140 of you guys are live right now, smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Only 31 likes, 140 live right now. Please, let's get it to 100. We can easily get to 100. I'm going to keep taking more of your comments and create discussions and interact with you guys. Meanwhile, it would be so lovely, honestly, if you guys can smash the like button and push the likes up to 100, because that is the most... Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's so correlated to the growth of the channel. It's not even funny. So the more the likes, the more the channel grows. And if you enjoy the channel, smash the like button. So in regards to Mac Allister, if some of you guys believe he's going to stick around in Brighton Football Club, he ain't, man. He's going to come back to Brighton with his gold medal and that World Cup champion caliber behind him. You think he's going to stick around at Brighton forever? He may stick around till this season, but I think this is it. Someone will pick him up. Whether it's a Premier League team, whether it's a La Liga team, whether it's Serie A team, someone will pick him up. He's not going to be playing for Brighton for too long. I'll tell you right now. He's too good of a player. His understanding of the game is incredible. Have a look at every single one of these since he started for Argentina in this World Cup. Have a look at every single one of his matches. Honestly, take your time if you have time and just check some of his highlights. He's a very, very, very good midfielder, man. Understanding of the game, reading of the game is very good. I know Enzo Fernandez is a different level. I understand that. But Mac Allister is not some bunny, man. Mac Allister, he can play, as I said, 6, 8, 10. Easy. Point 44. These next few games will show us who Potter is, in my opinion. Man City double, Liverpool, West Ham. Only tough and skilled managers makes it out of what with greater than 1 to 2 of the points. Yeah, man. It's not going to be easy, man. It's not going to be easy. Horad, I missed first part. What we say about Mac Allister, rewind and have a look, my man. We've talked a lot about Mac Allister. We're going to move on to Sofyan Amrabat very, very soon. But yeah, give me your final thoughts on Mac Allister, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take a few more comments and then we'll move on to Sofyan Amrabat. We need this World Cup hype die down and chill. Still think we need quality midfielders like De Jong or Edson Alvarez, not Mac Allister and Amrabat. Look, I know there are people out there that are going to say this World Cup hype. Okay, for a second, let's take the World Cup away and let's look at Mac Allister. Did you guys not know who Mac Allister was before the World Cup? I knew who Mac Allister was from Brighton. And you have to be honest to yourself, whether you watch Brighton or not. Like, I was actually watching. Brighton is one of the other clubs besides Chelsea that I like watching because of how they used to play under Graham Potter. Last season, I probably didn't notice Mac Allister too much. This season, definitely, when I started watching Brighton, I was noticing Mac Allister and what he was doing. Amrabat is someone you can say maybe the World Cup hype, but from what I saw in the World Cup, you tell me, that skill set, that's not going to suit? That skill set just will disappear? He plays for Fiorentina. That's not a bad club in Serie A. Mac Allister is someone I think is a better shout than Edson Alvarez, man. Edson Alvarez, I don't know, Werner, how much you've watched Edson Alvarez. From what I've watched, and since we've been linked, I've not been impressed with Edson Alvarez. I think he's decent, but there are times where concentration level seems to skip away. Seems to be a little bit out of position at times. I'm not entirely up for Edson Alvarez. I think Edson Alvarez is probably a realistic shout. I think Edson Alvarez is probably something that's going to happen in January because Chelsea is very, very, very much linked with him. But yeah. Point 44. Amrabat is World Cup hype. I'm not going to lie. But from what you've seen, point 44. Let's talk about Amrabat now. Amrabat for Morocco. I saw a beast, man. I honestly saw an animal. I saw a particular defensive midfielder that is very astute on the ball, that is aggressive, that is physically incredible, loves a duel. And that tackle on Kylian Mbappe, I don't care what World Cup hype you want to say. He had no right to chase down Kylian Mbappe. You guys know how fast Kylian Mbappe is. He had no right to chase him down. The way he chased him down, and you have to understand, Amrabat, I don't think has been fit. He's been playing with injection, like pain-killing injection, for the past, like maybe, few matches. Amrabat, to be honest, I don't even think it's that realistic with Chelsea anyway. Someone like, I think Liverpool are really looking into Amrabat. Amrabat's another one. He ain't going to stick around at Fiorentina for too long. Way too good. Sometimes these players, and Amrabat's another one, he's not that old, like 26. Incredible ability. Some of you guys would be like arming and ahhing if some other Premier League rivals end up taking Amrabat. But when they're linked with Chelsea, it's all about hype, this, that, the other. I like Amrabat, man. Amrabat is explosive defensive midfielder. Now, some of you guys might be saying this, but no, Declan Rice. I hear you. Declan Rice is probably, in terms of the Premier League knowledge that we have, and the credibility that Declan Rice has, is far higher than Sofyan Amrabat. There's no doubt about that. If it was between Sofyan Amrabat and Declan Rice, I think it'll be a landslide that Declan Rice gets all the votes because of his proven ability in the Premier League. But Declan Rice, West Ham, I know last season was asking for somewhere around more than 100 million. This season, it wouldn't be anything less than 80 anyway. Declan Rice at 80 million and Sofyan Amrabat, whose transfer market saying he's only got, after this particular season, he's only got one more season left in Fiorentina. Sofyan Amrabat, as per transfer market, saying 10 million euros. I don't think it's going to be 10 million euros. That's a joke. But you could potentially look at him for about maybe 40 million euros. Now, I don't know whether Sofyan Amrabat and Declan Rice are, 40 million apart in terms of skill set. I think Declan Rice is probably better. There's no doubt about that. But 40 million apart, like, that's night and day apart, in my opinion. Me personally, I don't think Amrabat is going to happen for Chelsea anyway. I think it's going to be Declan Rice, but Declan Rice won't come in January. Declan Rice probably come in summer. But why not Declan Rice and Sofyan Amrabat? Why not? But let's see what you guys are saying about Amrabat. Werner, as long as we don't get back Tammy Abraham, I'm okay. So many news on Tammy recently. I don't think we're going to do that. 60 million to bring him back. I don't think we're going to do that. And I don't really even think he improves us in terms of striking ability. I think someone like Jose Mourinho is getting fed up with him as well. He's not having a very good season this season, Tammy Abraham is. Amrabat won't come to us. Ziyech will tell him you're going to be benched. See, that is probably a good point. That is probably a good point. But look, some of these players, if they just listen to their colleagues or their friends, then it's a long day for us. It's a long day. But maybe they should listen to the agents and our owners when they have a conversation, what plans they have. Amrabat, I think exactly what we're looking for as a football club. From a fan's perspective, that strong defensive midfielder that also has ball playing ability. Amrabat, what he did for Morocco in tight spaces at times. Morocco played some lovely football. You can't sit here and just go, do you know what? No, Morocco played some really, really good football, man. They didn't play dumb football. They actually played out from the back. Whenever they could, they wanted to play out from the back, and Amrabat was a huge factor to that. Along with Onahi. Caicedo, however you want to pronounce it. I think it's pronounced Caicedo. Look, I like him as well. But here's the thing. Everyone's going to say, oh, not another Brighton player. Alexis Mac Allister, Caicedo, Trossard. Do you know what? The more I think about it, I like Trossard. I really do. The more I think about it, players like Nkunku, Rafael Leao is someone I'm quite certain Chelsea's probably going to land him. And we may pay a bit over. That's why we may land him. And his contract situation is getting a bit messy. So when I think about players like Nkunku and Rafael Leao potentially going to be available for us in the summer, then I think, well, do I really want Trossard as well? Probably not. I'm okay to get players like Nkunku, Leao, and have whoever we have currently. And then, yeah, why not? If we have to look into Caicedo and Mac Allister, but I think Caicedo, he's got a lot of suitors, man. There's a lot of teams that are after Caicedo, Liverpool being one of them. Rice, Caicedo, and other all are summer move. To be honest, let's don't get on real for now. Yeah, Rice and Caicedo. I don't think are January. Definitely not Rice. Definitely not Rice. Caicedo potentially could be, but I don't know if Brighton's just gonna just literally just open up their legs and just let anyone just come and just take all their properties, I suppose. Edson Alvarez is nothing special, no ball playing football and gets exposed defensively. That's what I've seen. I don't think we will get Amrabat. He doesn't fit the age profile. Yeah, perhaps you're right in that case. 26. We are aiming for all these players that are young. And this whole vision about 2030. Yeah, like we are getting like 16, 17, 18-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. So yeah, you could be right there. Mac Allister, 23, probably fits that bill. Liz, we should strengthen our RB position. Why are we not scouting RBs? We are scouting RBs, man. There are some talks about RBs. I think that Lyon player, Marlo Gusto, is being talked about. There's Carl Walker-Peters from Southampton. There's Dumfries. There's many right-sided players that we're getting talked about. I think that's right-sided players, someone that you guys can probably expect in January. Roby, let's see what you have to say. For me, Mac Allister and Rice would be good duo. I think so. I definitely think so. What do you think about Onahi? Morocco 8 box-to-box player can he bench Mount? Onahi is another very, very good player. Very, very good player. He's gonna go places too, man. Like his ball playing ability, his one-touch passing. Yeah. I'll be very, very surprised if he sticks around in Angers in French league. Juranovic right back. Do you know what, Henry? I hear you, but I wasn't very impressed. I know I'm talking about one game. There were other games where he has been very, very good, but that one game against Argentina, he did not look that great. And you'd want players like Juranovic to step up against teams like Argentina. I think okay shout, but I want someone who's similar level to Reece James, who will give Reece James a good competition. For me, as I've always said, Dumfries, man. Dumfries for me is of that caliber. This 2030 stuff is BS. Neil Bath hasn't done anything to deserve this backing. Our youth teams aren't even in the first division youth league. I mean, look. First of all, the 2030 vision, that's okay. So we're close to 2023. That's 7 years away. What is with this 2030 vision? 7 years away. I don't get it. Like, what? We're gonna work ourselves up to that position in 2030. Like, up until then, what are we gonna do? Not really contend for anything after 2030. Once we have everything done and dusted, everything sorted, that's when we're gonna start challenging. Is that what the new owners are trying to tell us? We're going to have to wait 7 years until we start seeing some proper success with some of these players. It kind of makes sense because we're getting all these babies. You can't expect a title challenge from babies. Do you know what I mean? So, because he has a good World Cup now, he better than Mount doing it in the EPL. So this is the thing. This is why I didn't agree like on he benching Mount. Like I completely get what Mount's put on a lot of hard work. So I'm not going to disregard that. But I'm also not going to sit here and go that, Mount's the be all and end all for us. Like Mount has a lot to still improve. I need a lot more. First of all, I want Mount to play a little bit more deeper. I don't want Mount to play so further up. I want him to play a little bit more deeper and then progress. I wish Mount was someone who could easily go from 6, 8, 10, much like your Enzos, your Mac Allisters. I would love Mount to mold his skill set to theirs. The Enzo kind of a skill set, or the Mac Allister kind of a skill set. That's what I would love to see Mount do. Sometimes Mount's too focused to just stay up and just score goals. I would rather him having that skill set like a Mac Allister or like a Enzo. Miz, if I'm not mistaken, I remember you weren't keen on Dumfries. You said he was Euro hype. So what's happening now? Yes, that was a while back, but since last summer, I've been saying that Dumfries is decent enough. So do you not want me to change my views? Or do you want me to just be stubborn and stick to my guns? Players develop, and your opinion should develop accordingly. I said that a while back. Since then, I've seen Dumfries, and I feel like he's a lot better. Even with Declan Rice, as much as sometimes I say I don't want him, I can't deny the fact that Declan Rice has improved immensely. And I've even said it recent times. I think part of my reasoning behind not wanting Declan Rice is probably not even football related. I think it's got to do with non-footballing related situations, like how our fan base reacts to Declan Rice, how we seem to, cheer him on, who's a West Ham player, as opposed to cheering some of our midfielders on. So, Marvell, like, if you want me to not change my views accordingly over time, then I'm just being stubborn, aren't I? I'm just being stubborn. We're going to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take just a couple of more comments. Mount Mac Allister swap deal. Let's go. Nah, I still think Mount's a very good player, but there is things that he needs to improve on. Do you think Dumfries will come to play for Chelsea as a second choice? Look, the way I look at that right-sided situation, is it really second choice? Like, can you really put your hand on your heart and say that, Reece James is going to be available for the whole season? Reece James seems to be getting injured every time. Like, have a look at his history. Every season he's getting injured, and it's for an extended period of time. And it affects us. Can you really say whoever comes in is actually going to be second choice or equal choice? Equal choice. They'll get good game time. And maybe this is good for Reece James. Maybe it's good for Reece James to not have that pressure that he needs to play every game, because his body, we probably need to manage that. We probably need to manage that. Dumfries and Dembele are sometimes good, sometimes not that good. I think Van der Sar from Monaco will be a great backup for Reece. I've not seen too much of Van der Sar, so I can't really comment. Dumfries plays good with or without contact, unlike Lukaku and Lautaro. Lautaro, man, what a flop he's been in this World Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. We've got over 160 people live right now. We've got another 40-odd likes to go to get to 100. If we could get to 100 likes, that would be much, much appreciated. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you subscribe if you're here for the first time, and hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for later on tonight, UK time, to wrap up all the day's news. Ms. When's your next one? Next live will be tomorrow. Unless something blockbuster happens later tonight, I might come up live. But the next video will be UK time later today, around approximately 8:30 p.m., 7:30, around that sort of. You best believe every day you're going to get two pieces of content: one live, one video, one live, one video. Every single day you get two video, one in the early parts of the day, one in the evening, just to cover the entire spectrum of what's going on in Chelsea Football Club. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I'll catch you guys very, very soon. Last but not least, when you're coming with my newness, all you can eat Chelsea, ladies and gentlemen, good news, it's coming back this week. So watch out for that. Catch you guys later. See ya.